Hey guys, it's Mike from MasterYourMix.com, and in this video I want to talk about reamping. Now if you're not familiar with what reamping is, it's basically the process of taking a signal that has already been recorded with the DI, going out of the outputs of your audio interface, into the input of a reamp box. Then from the output of that reamp box you then go to your amp, and then you would mic the amp up, and then send that signal right back into your computer in Pro Tools or whatever other software you're using. Now you might be asking yourself, why would I use reamping? What's the advantage to it? There's actually a couple situations where it's very helpful to reamp. The first comes in editing. So if you were to look at this waveform right here, this is the waveform that we get when you mic up a speaker cab. And as you'll see, it's very unclear as to when the pick strums against the strings. So if you're trying to tighten up this performance and make a really tight edit, it's really hard to see where you need to make that cut. Sure, you can see a couple spikes here and there, but it's very unclear as to the exact moment that the pick hits the strings. Now if you were to look at this DI track that we've got, you can very clearly see exactly where the strums take place, and this makes it very easy for editing. So with this DI track, what you would do is make all of your edits, align everything properly timing-wise, and then you would send this DI signal out to your reamp box, which would then go to your amp, and you'd re-record that signal using the exact same guitar tones and the exact same miking positions as before, so that you can get the exact same sound, but just with a perfect performance. Now the other situation you might find reamping to be really helpful is if you just want a completely different guitar sound altogether. Say maybe you got to the mixing stage and then you thought to yourself, "Aw man, I wish we had a little more top end on the guitar amp," or "I wish we just used a completely different amp." Well, as long as you have a DI track and you have a reamp box, you can send the DI signal out to any amp you choose and tailor the guitar sound to fit your particular mix. So here's a mix that I've got loaded up, and I wasn't a big fan of the guitar track that we got. I thought it sounded a little too muddy, and I wanted a different sound altogether. So let's first listen to this track so you can hear what it sounds like. So like I said, I wasn't a really big fan of this guitar sound, and I wanted to try something completely different to see how that would sound. So what I decided to do was, I first made a couple edits to really tighten up the performance. And then what we're going to do here is, we're going to go back to that chart that I showed you earlier. We're going to take the signal out of our interface to the in of the reamp box, and then from the out of the reamp box back into the amp, and then we're going to record that signal and bring it back into Pro Tools. So what we're going to do to set this up in Pro Tools is we're going to take our DI channel here, and we're going to assign the output to go out of our audio interface line 3. So this is going to go out output 3 on our interface. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new track. I've already done that. And I've set the input to be line 3, which is where I've got my microphone connected on my interface. So now when I hit record, this DI signal here is going to go out to my guitar amp, which is in the other room, and I've got it mic'd up, and it's going to come right back into Pro Tools onto this Reamp Guitar channel right here. So let's check that out. So now we've got a completely different sound. So let's first solo this. And let's compare that against the old track. They're two completely different sounds. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that I'm the biggest fan of this brand new guitar sound that we've got here, but I just wanted to show you just how easy it is to reamp and get new sounds and try to find the perfect guitar sound to fit your mix. It's really easy to experiment. There's really not that much to it. All you need is a DI signal to be recorded, and you need a reamp box, and then from there, you can edit your tracks and you can send your guitar tracks to multiple amps to find the perfect sound for you. Now in terms of the actual reamp box to use, there's tons of different brands out there that you can try. The one that I personally use is made by a company called DIY Recording Equipment, and what they do is they sell kits that you can solder together yourself. I think it cost me about $50 and took me about 20 minutes to solder it. It was really simple. But if you're not handy with electronics, there's lots of other brands, like I said. Check out Radial, I know they make one, and there's a bunch of other ones you can find at your local music store. So that's it guys, that's reamping. If you like what you saw in this video, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and leave a comment below to let me know what you think. And if you have any questions or you'd like to see me cover anything in any of my upcoming videos, feel free to send me an email. My email address is info@masteryourmix.com. So send me an email, let me know what you'd like to see me cover, and I'll do my best to create a video to help you. Also, if this is your first time hearing about MasterYourMix.com, please make sure to check out the website. At the top of the page, there's a link to download your free copy of the Ultimate Mixing Blueprint, which is a guide to show you how to use EQ and compression across a variety of tracks in your mixes. And when you download that, you'll also be added to my weekly email list, where I send out weekly video tips and tutorials to help you with your mixes. So make sure to check that out, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care, guys.